and today we're doing another cooking show with Jake and Grandma. And today we're making vegetable rice soup. I forgot what it's called for a second. Here's the recipe. Vegetable rice soup. It kind of looks like vegetable rice soap, but
we definitely know that it's not soap. So, the reason we're making this is that Pappy likes to eat rice and vegetables a lot. So this is kind of a quick and easy recipe.
It's not as long as we did the last episode of Jake and Grandma's cooking show.
Correct. So what we need to do first is we need 1 cup of rice. So I have my 1 cup measuring pitcher, and I like to use instant white rice like this. But some people like to use the cooked rice that you have to cook a long time, or sometimes they like to use brown rice. So you can use whatever kind of rice you would like. And then we turn our gas on the water so that it starts to boil. And you use the 1 cup of water to 1 cup of rice. So I'm going to measure out my rice. Which is exactly the same. Oops! Oh my gosh!
You did another thing!
I did that again. I must have butterfingers.
Just like chicken broth.
Well, I guess that's why my hands were slippy. That's okay. We can clean that up in no time.
Where is she? Grandma, we're doing cooking show.
Okay. We've got our rice all cleaned up now. Thankfully, that wasn't anything too messy. But that stuff happens when you're cooking. So our water is starting to boil. And while our water is going to boil, we set our cup of rice to the side. And the next thing we have to do, we take in saucepan.
Saucepan. What do you need? Saucepan. A saucepan.
A saucepan, yes. And then we're going to add chicken broth to it. And I usually add about 6 ounces of chicken broth. And since we used some of this yesterday,
when you dropped it.
Right. I'm just going to dump 6 ounces in, and I'm going to save the rest just in case I need to add it to the rice. So then, oh, see, our water is boiling already. So then we dump in our rice, and we turn the gas off, and we stir the rice so that it's starting already to cook. But you have to keep the lid on it. So we'll keep the lid on that, and we'll set that off to the side. And in the pan that we used for our chicken broth, we're going to start that boiling. And in that, we are going to add onion powder. And we're going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder. My teaspoon says 1/4, and you just sprinkle it right in on your chicken broth. And then parsley flakes, we're also going to add the same amount. But you can even alter it if you want more taste. But since we're only making enough just for Pappy, we don't need a whole bunch of flavor that way.
And for me, because I probably want to try it.
Okay, and then we're just going to put like 3 little shakes of black pepper. And that's pretty much all the spices we use on that one. So while that's starting to boil, we're going to stir it around. Here it is with our spices in. We're going to start and stir those spices into the chicken broth so that it gets a really good flavor to it. And then we're going to dump our bag of vegetables, which this was a 10-ounce bag, but we only need like about 6 ounces, and it's a half a bag. So I'm going to dump all of them in. And this was the broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots
that we use for our chicken and noodle parmesan meal.
Right, when we made that yesterday. So sometimes meals like this are good for a quick pick-me-up, or if you want it to be a meatless meal that doesn't involve meat. But you could add chicken if you wanted some chicken flavored in there. So while that vegetables is in there.
Those vegetables are in there.
While those vegetables, thank you, Jake, are in there cooking, we're going to put the lid on and let that come to a boil. And once that comes to a boil, I guess we can throw the rice and the vegetables away, bags, because we're done with it. And once that comes to a boil, then our rice should actually be done. We could check that right now and we'll see how that's coming around. So I'm going to take the lid off. Oh, that looks like it's almost totally absorbed. There's still a little bit of water in there. So I think I'll take my spoon and stir that around a little bit to help the rice absorb the water. And then my vegetables, I believe, are starting to boil. Possibly. So I'm going to use a hot pad so I do not burn my hand. And they're not starting to boil yet. So I'll put the lid back on. Now there are some bigger chunks of vegetables in there, so I might do the same thing I did with the chicken noodle parmesan recipe and take some of those big chunks of vegetables out and cut them once they're soft into a smaller size, because we certainly wouldn't want Pappy to choke on the vegetables. So we're pretty much done with some of the things that we use, and I usually like to, after I'm done using stuff, I kind of like to get it put away so that that part of it's over. However, I'm not sure that I have enough broth on the vegetables, so I'm going to keep this out just in case I need to add a little bit. And there's parsley and onion powder. I really do not think I need any more, so I think I'll put those away. And if the flavor isn't totally what Pappy likes, he can always add his own salt or his own pepper to flavor it some more. So I do think that our rice is probably done. I'm going to check the vegetables once more, and I'm going to see if they're able to cut us a little bit, and we can try and cut them. Oh, they're not just now getting soft, so that's actually a good thing. Cut them in smaller chunks. Now, like I said, if you want to, you can add chicken to this. It would probably make it better, but since we just made a chicken meal, I decided to make this without any meat.
But if you want to add meat, you can.
Correct. And we usually do eat a lot of chicken in our household because we think that's better for us. However, I have made quite a bit of lasagna lately because you like lasagna.
Yes, I do. Abby, do you like lasagna? I think so. I never tried it though.
I kind of think Abby likes just about anything, to tell you the truth.
Well, why'd you say you think so if you haven't even tried it? I don't know. I guess I'm just dumb.
I think there's certain things though you don't feed a dog.
You don't feed a dog salt. You don't feed a dog sugar.
Okay, I think actually that looks pretty good. Look at it boiling there. It looks good, it smells good, and now we're ready to add our rice. So, the handle's not hot on this pan anymore. I'll take my lid off, and I'm just now going to add my rice to the pot. There we go. You want to make sure that you get all that good rice in there. And then you stir that really good, and then we'll coat all the vegetables and the rice. And I think a good idea would be to put the lid on and turn the gas down to low and just let it simmer for possibly 5 minutes, because most of the stuff actually is already cooked. All you're doing is heating it through. So I'm going to check one more time, and it actually does look like there is plenty of juice in there. So I do not think that I have to add any more chicken broth. So I can put that in my refrigerator. I still have some I can use at a different time, as long as the expiration date's okay. And then, once that heats through, I'm ready to put it in containers just for Pappy to eat.
And me.
However, yes, you would like to try a sample of it. But remember, just because everybody has different taste buds, some people may not enjoy the taste of some foods that other people do. So what I think I'll do right now, I'm going to stir it a little wee bit more, and then I'm going to take a little bit out and put it in this dish to start to cool. So since you're going to be my sampler, would you like just some of the rice taste, or would you like a little bit of the broccoli? I'll put a little wee bit of broccoli flavoring in it. And then, that way, that's going to start to cool. We'll stir it around. And then that way, when you take a little taste, you'll be able to blow on it and try it and see. Maybe I will have to get a spoon and try it too, because actually this is the first time I ever really did this. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little taste and see what I think of it. That's pretty good. You can definitely taste the rice and the chicken flavoring from the broth. So now, would you like to try a taste of this also?
When we get in the living room.
think you mean the dining room, but that's okay.
I just keep saying living
You
room.
keep saying living room.
Stepping on the cord.
So, we have to see what you think of this. Make sure you blow on it. Like I said, it could still be
Let
a
me
little
see how
bit
it
hot.
smells. It
I'm
smells
not
kind of
sure
good.
if you like rice or not. Some people like it, some people don't. And then you can tell us what you think of that dish.
70%, 60%. Kind of good.
You think it's something, though, that Pappy will like?
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.